Okay, guys, I am back for our next update section. And again, I hope you're enjoying seeing all this final stuff. I'm just very excited and relieved, and this thing is finally done. So, and it gives me a break from converting all of this stuff, and gives me a chance to talk a little bit with you guys and get you more acclimated to the game and show you some of this cool stuff that the artists made and we all created together. So there is one awesome piece of all of this is awesome, but I want to show you a very killer weapon here, literally. So, I named all of this stuff, and then of course Sean and Kez painted it. But look at this freaking axe. Sean, I didn't tell him to do any of this. I named it Axe of 1,000 Deaths, and he thought to put all these freaking skulls on it. Isn't that like completely epic? And this is legendary, 700 gold. And like we just looked at Staff of Destroyed Worlds, this is a darn good weapon. This would be great with Maheliak, our barbarian hero, or any hero that already is great in proficient with chaos warfare, +3 damage. Like the Staff of Destroyed Worlds, this will add a +4 to all your chaos warfare rolls. It'll add a +1 to your evade attribute and a +1 to your strength. This is just a great freaking weapon. And the flavor text in quotes, and now the axe will claim another soul. Die. I was gonna scream that, but there's people sleeping in this house. But anyway, that's just a great piece. So there you go. There is Axe of 1,000 Deaths. So we're gonna finish up this loot here. Again, I hope you're enjoying, seeing all this. We are gonna go on to, I don't know, Underworld artifacts. Okay, I'm really not gonna. I'll show you one piece. Again, look at Update 97 to learn more about this. Okay, here's the deal with Underworld. Let's just grab. How about? Here we go. Here's a charming piece. Mace of the Blood Gods. So this stuff is very unholy weapons to wield. Kesrick did this Mace of the Blood Gods, and it's just it fits the title. And what happens with Underworld artifacts is this. There's one for each warfare type. You can see it does hellacious damage, +8 to spiritual warfare rolls. And at the bottom, I just have one caption, Slay. And what happens is it tells what this weapon was used for. Like what, there's something behind it. And I kind of just left it up to the reader or the player to think what this could have been used for. Actually, I had some more lines, but I thought it was a little too heavy, and I removed it, and that's all it is. But the thing that makes these things deadly is, if you notice, there's this skull with 13, and then this one green, which is a life force. The thing about Underworld artifacts is that you have to power these things with life force, and life force is like XP in the game. And I talk in great deal in depth about this in that update if you want to go look at that. But the thing is, it's like you got to make a decision, like not really a spiritual decision, but like you're this good, wholesome hero, and you're out doing good, but you're going to be wielding something very deadly, and plus you have to use something good to power something bad. So I wanted to give the player like a decision of what they're going to use this for. But then on the flip side, I mean, when you're fighting like a heroic level 3 or level 4 guardian or even champion, this could put a lot of damage on him. Plus, it will give you a huge bonus to like your spiritual warfare roll. So the thing is, you have to make a fate roll. Before you wield this thing, you have to declare, okay, I'm going to power it with life force. So you feed it one life force, and you got to roll the d20. If that die hits 13 or higher, your hero's soul is consumed. And then they have to go to the resurrection shrine. Been a lot of debate about this. Some people absolutely love it. I'm telling you what, I love this factor in the game. It adds a lot of tension. If you're playing with a bunch of your mates and you're the crazy one in the group, and like, I'm going to use this. You know what I'm going to use? I'm going to use this freaking bow. My Enwin, my archer, is going to use the bow of demonic souls. Sean did that. And again, agony. And then all your mates are like, don't do that. We need you. You're going to, your hero's going to perish if you lose the fate roll. So that's the kind of tension I wanted to kind of do when you're playing with, your game group or just by solo. You're just going to think, okay, do I really want to do that? So that's a little bit about Underworld artifacts. And that's, again, you can learn more about those over on the update. Last piece of loot to look at, and probably the coolest one to end with, is Fabled gear. And this is, I wrote a whole story to Dungeon Crusade, and these are weapons that belong to the characters, and they carry a very high gold cost, and they're very rare, to find. So we can look at Mallory is was a big character in the game. She's the daughter, well, at the time, an 8-year-old daughter to Emperor Sylvian and his wife Ashara. And so Mallory's golden bow. This is a white uncommon item where uncommon items are like 200-300 gold. Well, this is 600 because you can do 2 damage with it. You can add +3 to your ranged warfare rolls and +3 to your spiritual warfare rolls. And again, flavor text given to Mallory on her 13th birthday. And so that's Mallory's golden bow for you. A very, very good weapon, especially if you're just starting out. And my recommendation is if you see this and you're starting the game and it shows up in the blacksmith shop, you probably want to get something like this to use. And what else can I show you just really quick? How about Ashara's Scepter of Truth? Ashara was wife to Emperor Sylvian, and this is a blue level here. Pretty steep gold cost, 1,000. This will do +3 damage, and you could add +4 to your spiritual warfare rolls, +4 to arcane. But the interesting thing is once per combat round, while fighting a minion, champion, or guardian monster, you may re-roll 1d12 for a new result. So that's a nice boon to have, a nice buff to have where you could re-roll if you didn't roll good. And the flavor text, a scepter crafted for Ashara in the village of Towel. And that is in Avalon, far north, kind of like a snowy area. So I'll show you that in a second if you like. And real quickly, what is the best weapon in Dungeon Crusade, right? Well, this is probably it right here. Emperor Sylvian's battle sword. This is 2,000 gold, +4 damage, +5 to physical warfare rolls, +5 to spiritual, +5 to mythical, +5 to chaos warfare rolls. And the flavor text, one of the most sought after relics in all of Avalon. So there you go, Emperor Sylvian's battle sword. 2,000 gold. Hopefully you find it on a monster drop. And that is all the loot. Finished, done. And real quick, before we go, points of interest. Here is Emperor Sylvian's tomb, right here. See right there? And then if we shoot all the way over here west, here is Ashara's tower, where Ashara rests. Right there, in the Tomb of Kaladar. So there you go. I hope that you, from that loot, we're going to have more. One last thing to show you. I hope you saw how much, thematic nature is in this game and how much, time, one of the reasons why it took so long to create this experience for people. Okay, I'm going to be right back. I got a cool last reveal for you that got finished. Talk to you in a few.